In this video, we're going to look at unit conversions, specifically with regard to length, area, and volume. And in order to understand this video, you're going to need the following few facts to start off with. Hopefully you're familiar with them already. But 1 kilometer is equal to 1,000 meters. And 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. And 1 centimeter is equal to 10 millimeters. These three facts are really important for any conversions in this video. So let's do length conversion first of all. So suppose we're given a length in kilometers and we want to convert it to meters. Because 1 kilometer is 1,000 meters, to get from kilometers to meters, we have to multiply by 1,000. 1 kilometer is 1,000 meters, 2 kilometers is 2,000 meters, 3 kilometers is 3,000 meters, so on. Each time we just multiply by 1,000. Similarly, if we get from meters to centimeters, now we multiply by 100 because 1 meter is 100 centimeters. And then finally, from centimeters to millimeters, we multiply by 10. Note that to get from the big unit to a smaller unit, we multiply. Lots of people get that the wrong way around. If we're going in the opposite direction, these are all the same numbers, but rather than multiply, we get divide. So millimeters to centimeters, we divide by 10. Centimeters to meters, we divide by 100. Meters to kilometers, we divide by 1,000. Okay, so let's have an example. E.g., convert 7 kilometers to centimeters. Now, this is sort of two steps. Kilometers to centimeters, they're not next to one another. So probably the easiest thing is to do this like combine, to do 2 steps at a time. So 7 kilometers is equal to how many meters? Well, to get to kilometers to meters, we multiply by 1,000. So 7 kilometers is equal to 7 times 1,000 meters, which is 7,000 meters. Okay, and 7,000 meters is equal to how many centimeters? Well, 7,000 times 100, which is 700,000 centimeters. So you could do this in one step if you wanted. Kilometers to centimeters is multiplied by 100,000, but I find it easier to just remember, if you just do it stepwise, because you only need to remember the kilometers to meters times 1,000, meters to centimeters times 100. So just do it 2 steps. So therefore, our final answer, 7 kilometers, is equal to 700,000 centimeters. Okay, so that's length. Most people are quite good with length. Area is a little bit trickier. And the difficulty with area is if we notice that, let's say we have a 1 meter by 1 meter square. This is 1 meter and this is 1 meter. So 1 meter by 1 meter is 1 meter squared. Well, that's the same as, because a meter is 100 centimeters, that's the same as 100 centimeters by 100 centimeters. So what's the area of 100 centimeters by 100 centimeters? That's 100 times 100 is 10,000 centimeters squared. So therefore 1 meter squared is equal to 10,000 centimeters squared. It's not equal to 100 centimeters squared. When we're doing area, we have to, rather than do 100, we have to do 100 times 100. So if we look at our sort of diagram up above, it's very similar. So if we're going to do kilometers squared to meters squared to centimeters squared to millimeters squared. So to get from kilometers squared to meters squared, now rather than multiplying by 1,000, we have to multiply by 1,000 squared. To get from meters squared to centimeters squared, we multiply by 100 squared. To get from centimeters squared to millimeters squared, we multiply by 10 squared. So once you know the pattern, it's quite simple. You just need to make sure that you square the multiplication factor. So millimeters squared to centimeters squared, again, this way we now divide, so divide by 10 squared. Centimeters squared to meters squared, we divide by 100 squared. Meters squared to kilometers squared, we divide by 1000 squared. Okay, so let's have an example of that. Let's choose e.g., and this works for any sort of area question, including surface area. So let's say e.g. a box has surface area of 5,000 millimeters squared. What is its surface area in centimeters squared? Okay, so remember, millimeters to centimeters is divided by 10. So millimeters squared to centimeters squared, we're going to divide by 10 squared. So 5,000 divided by 10 squared. Well, that's the same as 5,000 divided by 100 is equal to 50 centimeters squared. So 5,000 millimeters squared is equal to 50 centimeters squared. Okay, from millimeters squared to centimeters squared, we have to divide by 10 squared. And actually, this pattern is the same for volume. So if we have to do a volume conversion, we're going to use the same idea. Again, if we look at like a 1 meter cube, so let's say this is a cube that's 1 meter by 1 meter by 1 meter, that's 1 meter cubed. Well, that's the same as a cube that's 100 centimeters by 100 centimeters by 100 centimeters. And that length is also 100 centimeters. So 1 meter cubed is equal to 100 times 100 times 100 equals 1 million centimeters cubed. 1 million is 100 cubed. So again, if we want to look at our chart, now to get from kilometers cubed to meters cubed, hopefully you get the pattern now, we're going to multiply now by 1000 cubed. Getting from meters cubed to centimeters cubed, you're going to multiply by 100 cubed. And centimeters cubed to millimeters cubed, you're going to multiply by 10 cubed. Okay, and remember in the other direction, we have to do the same numbers, but just divide. Millimeters cubed to centimeters cubed, divide by 10 cubed. Centimeters cubed to meters cubed, divide by 100 cubed. And meters cubed to kilometers cubed, divide by 1000 cubed. Okay, so let's do one more example. E.g. again, we'll do it with a box, just it's easy. A box has volume 6 meters cubed. What is its volume in centimeters cubed? Okay, so to convert from meter cubed to centimeters cubed, we're going to multiply by 100 cubed. So 6 times 100 cubed is equal to 6 times 1 million is equal to 6 million centimeters cubed. So 6 meters cubed is equal to 6 million centimeters cubed. And again, I didn't need, for this calculation, I didn't need to know that 1 meter cubed was equal to 1,000,000 centimeter cubed. All I needed to know was that to go from meters to centimeters, we multiplied by 100. Therefore, to go from meters cubed to centimeters cubed, we multiplied by 100 cubed. Therefore, 6 meters cubed is 6 times 100 cubed, which is 6 million centimeters cubed.